All right, guys, we got a big San Francisco 49ers update. Obviously, today is Wednesday, so this is the day that we start to track 49ers players' availability at practice, and it gives us a good idea who will and who won't potentially be available against the Falcons. So let's get right into it. We've all been waiting to see if this is going to be the day that Brock Purdy, Ricky Pearsall, George Kittle, among others, return. And Kyle Shanahan spoke to the media and gave us an update. Brock Purdy will be practicing today, according to Kyle Shanahan, in a limited fashion. So that is great news. He did mention the fact that, he might be a little bit more limited than Mac Jones today. Both are limited. But the good sign is Brock Purdy is returning. Now, as we saw in the weeks leading up prior to, I believe it was week 3 against the Arizona Cardinals, we saw him practice in limited fashion 3 times in a row, and he didn't play. It was very rare. Honestly, I haven't seen that too often covering the Niners, so I think we have to keep that same energy when we're talking about Brock, that even though he did return to practice today, he still is limited and sounds very limited. So I'm not going to hold my breath that Brock will play in this game against the Atlanta Falcons, although it is a possibility. So we'll see how this goes. And we'll see. We'll have to monitor this throughout the week. I want to see him be able to get a full participation in practice. But we'll see. These guys battle through limited participations all week and play. So we'll see how this goes moving forward. But obviously both Brock Purdy and Mac Jones banged up, and we'll see which one gets the start versus the Atlanta Falcons. One of the great news from today, amongst all the injury stuff, is George Kittle's practice window has officially been opened. He has returned to practice. He is officially limited, but he's back. So great sign, and I do expect George Kittle to play. They've been talking about this being the target date for his return for a while now. So I expect George to be up and ready to go. We've missed him. We've missed him greatly. So excited to get Kittle back. And I'm assuming, too, Kittle's not going to come back unless he's 100%, because those hamstring injuries can be tricky. They can linger, and they can be re-aggravated very easily. So I think you want to be 100% as much as possible. The unfortunate news that I wasn't hoping for was the fact that Ricky Pearsall did not practice today. So that was one I was really hoping to get that update, that Ricky was playing and going to be able to practice at least in a limited participation. Again, it doesn't rule him out necessarily for this game on Sunday, but it's not a trend that we love. So it is something that we will monitor because, again, he can potentially return to practice tomorrow in a limited fashion, very similar to what we saw from Juwan Jennings last week. Juwan didn't practice on a Wednesday, was limited Thursday, Friday, and he played. So it could be something very similar there with Ricky Pearsall. But, again, that is something that we are going to have to monitor. It's becoming pretty typical that both Christian McCaffrey and Trent Williams don't practice on Wednesdays. They're getting the veteran treatment. Those are considered rest days for them. Yetur Gross-Matos didn't practice today. Some other guys who are limited are wide receiver Jordan Watkins. So good for him. I've talked about this a couple times, but it really did feel like the San Francisco 49ers were really getting him ready throughout training camp and preseason so that he would be able to contribute during these early portions of the season. Unfortunately, he got hurt in preseason, and we haven't seen him since. So he's missed a good amount of games. He's missed 6 games. I think he actually got hurt in that first preseason game against the Denver Broncos. So he's missed some considerable time with a high ankle sprain. So he was playing well. He was a guy that, was starting to really come on late in training camp. And then unfortunately the injury kind of derailed his progress. And obviously the 49ers have had to go in different directions, trading for Sky Moore, bringing in Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and also signing Kendrick Bourne, who has been a phenomenal signing. He's like wide receiver 1 right now. Now that the 49ers don't have Ricky, and Jawan's playing on 5 broken ribs apparently. But I'm hearing that it's actually just bruised ribs and he's embellishing a little bit. We'll see if that's true or not. Because they haven't confirmed that he has 5 broken ribs. So, anyways, Dominic Pooney also limited today. Renardo Green limited. CJ West limited. And Kalia Davis limited. That is your update and your practice report. Kyle did say that he does see a huge opportunity for Nick Martin to potentially get some run now. Nick Martin has been someone who's been inactive in the early portion of the year. Hasn't got a lot of run. Obviously, Tatum Bethune came in. Kyle was very pleased with Tatum Bethune's performance in that game against the Bucks. So it's going to be fascinating to see what Nick Martin, rookie out of Oklahoma State, if he gets more opportunities, or if it's going to be more Tatum Bethune, D. Winters, and Luke Gifford. Luke Gifford has kind of been that third linebacker. So I don't know. The 49ers seemingly, I would assume if Nick Martin was playing up to their standard, he wouldn't be inactive. But they've been having guys like Curtis Robinson and, like I mentioned, Luke Gifford ahead of him. So we'll see. We'll see what Nick Martin's availability is moving forward. So overall, though, no surprises really. Regarding any of these injuries, I would say overall, not a bad situation for the San Francisco 49ers with Brock Purdy and George Kittle. The most disappointing one was for sure Ricky Pearsall. I was really hoping that he would be back. He was having such a phenomenal start to the year, and this has really been his only issue is availability, because when he's available, he's a great player. It's just obviously getting nicked up hampers your ability to perform, clearly. So hopefully he'll be back. Verdict's not out on him, so we'll wait and see. But let me know what you guys think about these practice reports, and who do you think should Brock Purdy start? If he is clearly not 100%, or do you think the 49ers should play Mac, even if Mac isn't 100%? How do you think the 49ers should handle this quarterback situation with both their guys being dinged up? And I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.